What a season it's been. 7 weeks of racing, and there's virtually nothing separating our championship contenders. There's been challenges.
Oh, he's got on the curb, no!
There's been triumphs.
But he kept his head down, he kept it tidy, he wins here at Trial Mountain.
And they fought tooth and nail to get here.
Go side by side, Justin covers the inside line, curving Texas, he's got the lights flashing, trying to outbrake Justin. They're going to go side by side into the bowl at turn 9. They're still there. Walbutton just watching this in his rearview mirror is getting a great look at the action.
And it's all going to be decided over 18 laps of Dragon Trail on the beautiful Croatian coast. But don't let the scenery fool you, because this circuit is a beast and it can bite. The large, infighting gravel traps on the outside of the circuit, the close barriers down along the seaside paired with the infamous death chicane. This circuit isn't for the faint of heart. And it's a track that rewards boldness, courage, and most importantly, big cojones. 17 turns, 17 times you have to nail that braking point. Turn the car in at just the right time, but don't carry in too much speed. But be faster than everyone else. Clip the apex, bounce off the curb, keep it out of the wall, out of the gravel, and get as close as you dare to the edge. Nail that perfect lap. Get back to the start line in one piece. Breathe a sigh of relief as you go down the front straight, but then you realize you have to do this 17 more times before the end. 306 turns stand between our drivers and that championship, and that is a lot of turning. Now factor in tyre wear, pit stops, who's around you, what are they doing, what tyres are they running, what tyres are you going to run, what are your rivals doing, what are your championship rivals doing, and you've still got to do this and think about all of this while keeping the car pointing the right direction, going the right way, and going as fast as you can. This is the place where champions are made, where one mistake can cost you everything, and that's why it's fitting that this is where we crown our first ever Adrenaline GT GT3 champions. Who's going to come out on top? Anything can happen right up until you meet that checkered flag, so don't get too comfortable, because we learned that last week. Even if it seems set, it's never over. Impressive. Oh, Irish Rebel's around in the background. That is Irish Rebel facing the wrong way. That is not good for one of our championship combatants. That is massive. Turn 7 actually. And oh, Al Dusty! Al Dusty's in the wall as well. 3 championships still left to decide. Ridwan and Justin hunting for that pro championship. Al Dusty, Irish Rebel, and Mr. Awesome all battling it out for the Pro-Am. And X10 are Stitch Bone and BC Bod pushing for that AM title. It's going to be one hell of a ride. This is the Adrenaline GT GT3 finale. Here we are, the finale of the inaugural AGT GT3 Championship. Everything comes down to this final race here at Dragon Trail. Hello everyone, my name is Isaac and welcome. Big news coming into this race. Obviously, Ibn Hamza leading the championship just over Justin L. But unfortunately, Justin Ladaway is out of tonight's race. And to get a bit more perspective on that, my co-commentator this week is Justin Ladaway. Justin, what's going on, man?
How uncanny is that, eh? But yeah, unfortunately, my old TGT2 was just getting worse and worse from Saturday, 2 days or 3 days before the race. The cutting out was getting more frequent, and it would kind of spaz out as well. It would change all my fuel mix and my brake bias and all that stuff, the random settings, and then while I was racing I had to quickly change through all the things and put them back to the right things again, and it was just getting too difficult. So I decided to set up a new cockpit and set up the new DD Pro, or DD Plus actually, with the V3 pedals, but I unfortunately didn't get it all set up in time, which meant that I wasn't able to participate in the race, unfortunately. But that's life, hey?
Yeah, it is a shame we weren't able to have you there to bring this one home. It's still fairly close up and down the field in terms of championships. There's still a lot to play for. So it does mean that Ridwan Ibn Hamza, our current championship leader, will win the championship no matter what. Even if he doesn't finish tonight's race, he is our GT3 Pro champion. But I'm going to put the Pro standings up on the screen for you now. Let's just have a quick look. So, hey, Ridwan, Justin, and K-Dot, that's pretty much sorted. There's not much that's going to change there in terms of the standings. It could, if K-Dot has a shocking race and Wallbutton has a really strong race, Wallbutton could find himself moving into third. Conversely, Apex, if Wallbutton has a rough race, could find himself moving into fourth place. Where the battle is in these standings at the moment is, especially in the top 10, is Cristale, Sandwich, and BBL Flash separated by about 3 points. And Cristale isn't here tonight. Cristale is not racing tonight either. Not sure whether there might have been external commitments that prevented him from racing this week, but he is not racing, which means that Sandwich and BBL Flash are battling it out for 6th place in this championship. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. And in saying all of that, let's have a look at the qualifying results, because this will give us a picture of what is to come this week. So Ibn Hamza lines up on pole for this one with AGT K-Dot in second, making a move to cement his place in third in the championship. Slippy is in third for this one. Apex is in fourth. Curving Texas, fifth. Wallbutton in sixth. So a bit of work to do to catch back up to Apex and hopefully try and finish ahead of him in this one. BBL Sinkilo, seventh. Dorsey in eighth. BBL Flash in ninth. Street Style in 10th. L Sandwich in 11th. So a couple places back on BBL Flash. And Bazza in 12th. So only a 12-car grid for this race. Let's have a look at the track map now as well. So 5.2 kilometers, including a 650-meter front stretch. That's really going to help the top speed cars like the NSX really just get alongside cars as they run down towards turns 1 and 2. So we've got 17 turns here. It is a bit of a hybrid circuit, so we've got a bit of just a normal circuit feel for the first half, and then we get down to the bottom along the water, and it's a very much a street circuit feel, including that infamous death chicane. We have mandatory medium tyre for this one as well. If you're brave, you can have a move. You can look for a move down into turn 2. Massive braking zone down into turn 2. Cars are almost at their peak top speed as they reach the braking zone. Turn 5, if you get a nice run through there, you can look to make a move in turn 6. That is very audacious though. You have to be very close to the car in front if you want to make that one stick. Your next big move, your next big corner to make a move will be turn 12. So down the bottom as we run into the street circuit section of the track. Turns 15 and 16, that's what we've got to keep an eye on today. That is known affectionately within the Gran Turismo community as the death chicane. And I saw a lot of drivers in practice getting caught out through there. Heavy damage today as well. So if your car gets damaged, you either have to live with it or you have to come into the pits and fix that damage early. And if you get damage in the first couple laps, that's really going to sting you in this one. And then turn 17, the final corner, nice run through that nice banked right-hander. Will get you into the slipstream, and you've got 650 metres of it before you get to turns 1 and 2 to try and get yourself alongside or make a move. So a lot of action ahead of us in this one. Let's dive into it. It's going to be a cracker. This is the finale of Lobby A for the AGT Season 1. All right, here we go. Hamza's going to lead us away for this one. Down the front straight. They're all fairly spread out. There's cars already in the slipstream. Apex looking in the slipstream of Slippy early on in this race. He's going to try and go side by side, making use of all the road at the moment. Nice inside move. They're going to go side by side into turn 2. Apex gives him room. Beautiful racing between those two. Oh! Slippy gets into the side of Apex, and that has invited Curving Texas to move himself up into P4, where he absolutely loves it. He's been P4 the last 2 races. Slippy has a look on the inside. Oh, it's in the wall.
Oh, no, Slippy.
Oh, no. Oh, Justin, it looks like he may have just got a bit of a lock-up into that corner, and now Dorsey and Sinkill are going to have a look around the outsides of Slippy, and that is unfortunate because that will be heavy damage. You can see he's struggling to turn the car. That's heavy damage for the racing accountant.
Yes, he definitely slippied up there, didn't he? Unfortunately for him, going off that qualifying pace, we all know the Supra's been buffed up quite a bit since the last update, and he did have the pace. I was in a practice lobby with him as well a day or two before, and yeah, he had good pace, and that's very unfortunate for Slippy. I think he just tried to, yeah, brake a bit late. He ended up getting on the grass, and yeah, we all know who drive on the game how bad that can be, and yeah, it just sucked him in, got him into the wall, and now he's got that damage, and it's going to be uphill from here for him.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think we may see him come in on lap 1 to fix that damage as well. I think that's going to have to be the best course of action with still 17 to go in this one. And there you can see he's peeling off into the pit lane. Jay Walbutton struggled a little bit off the start here, lost a couple places, now finds himself back ahead of BBL Flash. So trying to fight for position here. Oh, he's being pushed all the way by BBL Flash. He's very quick in that NSX. They've got great straight line speed, those cars. Hopefully.
Oh, what a run.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What a run from BBL Flash. Can he make it stick, though? Up the insides into turn 6? No. Backs out of it. I was just going to comment, Justin Walbutton. He's had a bit of an up and down season. He'll want to try and finish this one strong today, especially to try and hold on to fourth place in those standings. But yeah, up and down season for Walbutton. He's obviously struggling to get to grips with that Porsche, I think, as everyone is a little bit after this latest physics update.
Yeah, he certainly is, Isaac. He's a fellow CP driver like myself, and yeah, he had a great start to the season. Was contending for wins and podiums, and yeah, he got off to a flyer, but as you said, as the season's gone on, he's slowly but surely dropped off a little bit, had a couple of really tough races there, and I did see that he was saying in the Discord that he's also having some problems with his pedals. He's got V3 pedals as well, just like I've installed and have had a little test out with. But yeah, I think he needs to play around with some settings and get things just right, which may be influencing his results as well. But yeah, like you said, also since the update, the Porsche is a little bit more of a handful, and it is a bit harder to control, especially under brakes and getting on the throttle. And yeah, I think he's definitely struggling to adjust to that as well. But it looks like that he has now pulled a bit of a gap on BVL Flash.
Yeah, he has. He's pulled away a little bit now, so maybe getting himself into a bit of a rhythm. This is still going on back here. That is... Oh, Walbutton around. We've given him the curse. You've jinxed him. Oh, that is so frustrating.
What is this? What is this power that we have?
What are we doing to these poor drivers that we are just influencing their race by just saying nice things about them? That is so frustrating for Walbutton. We'll try and grab a replay of that. Looks like possibly, as I think a few of them have done in practice, just getting a bit too greedy with that exit curb on the exit of turn 3. And that is a really easy place to spin the car if you do that.
Yes, well, I always used to laugh at the old commentator's curse comment, and you know, I just had a bit of a yeah, okay, this is not such a thing, but I don't know now, like it's some weird stuff.
Yeah, it certainly is, and the crazy fact to me is that yeah, we do this in post, so we are somehow influencing this race. Here's a look at what happened to Walbutton. Coming through turn 3, gets really wide and just trips up on the curb, and it spits him out into the wall, and that is really frustrating for James. He was having a beautiful run up into this point and made up places on the start, and yeah, that is really unfortunate. Flick spins it back the other way to get it going again, but yeah, that is unfortunate. So here we go. This is the reason why Sam With pitted. He was right behind Bazza, really close as they come into the death chicane, and then just uses a little bit too much curve, and it spits him out wide into the wall and gives him damage. So he knows from that point he just needs to come into the pits and fix that one up, and he has good fuel wear, he has fuel usage, good tyre wear in that NSX, so he should be able to run to the end hopefully. In post production, like I haven't seen this. I don't believe, because obviously you didn't race. You haven't seen this, so we don't know what's happening, and
nope.
we're still finding ways to put the curse on these drivers.
It's crazy.
Very crazy. Let's have a look at the field. I just want to point out as well, Al Samwith has come into the lane as well, so that's why he's now down in 12th. Possibly maybe damage for him as well early on in this one. We're not exactly sure,
Must
but
have
yeah,
been.
he did.
There's
early.
no other reason you'd pit this early. He has to have had an incident as well and picked up some damage, which I'm sure you'll get a replay of.
I will do some research and find out what we can find out for Samwith. The other option, I believe we are right, and it would be damaged, but that NSX is very, very good on fuel, so we could be being deceived here, and it could be possibly that he's just pitting early and running till the ends, which would be very bold on tyres,
well.
but it is
very bold.
It is good on fuel, this car. So Flash, now running on his own as a result of Wallbutton spinning from in front of him. Dawsey not far off the back of BBL Sinkiller. Curving Texas, Mr. P4, constantly finds himself in P4 the last few weeks. He finished, was it P4 at his first race in Spa, P4 last week at Trial Mountain, and now currently sitting in P4. Maybe could make some inroads on Smashing Apex to change that. But yeah, the P4 professional.
Yes, well, he might have to change his name to Curving P4 so he can curve coming P4 all the time.
Yes, he's very, very good driver. I believe he is a FR Racing, one of Ridwan's Ridwan's talents that he's got.
One of Ridwan's Padawans.
Yeah, one of Ridwan's Padawans, as is Smashing Apex in front. You can see the FR Racing livery on the Lexus of Smashing Apex. So currently 3 FR Racing cars in the top 5. K-Dot, the Lone Ranger here, chasing down Ridwan for this race win. K-Dot, I think controversially, I don't think very controversial actually, I think a lot of people will agree with me, one of the best drivers not to win a race this year. He's been extremely unlucky. He's driven brilliantly all season, finds himself in P3 in the standings, and I think the fact that he hasn't won a race is just really unlucky.
Yeah, definitely, Isaac. I agree with you there. And I mean, look at him here. He's probably about a second at worst behind Ridwan here and giving him a real run for his money. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good friends with Kato. We're both admins and founders of AGT. Myself, Keith, who's Kato, and Chunky, Ben. We are the 3 who originally had the idea to create the league, and yeah, it's great to see Keith right up there with Ridwan in this race. I do know that the Supra is really strong here. Did some laps in it myself, and obviously did get that buff. And yeah, he's really sticking it to Ridwan here, and I do hope that Keith can get that first AGT win soon. We never know how this race is going to play out. He might actually get it in this race, but I mean, knowing Ridwan, and I have seen some people comment about things and about me not racing tonight, and oh, you know, anything can happen with Ridwan, but I've known Ridwan for a little while, and yeah, he's a very, very good driver, one of the best in the country for sure, and he very rarely makes mistakes. So yes, I guess you can say, oh, you know, Ridwan could make a mistake, you know, just get in there, race on controller or whatever, but I've not ever seen Ridwan make a mistake.
That's fair.
Not
I feel like
one big enough anyway for him to, you know, to throw away such a situation. So although it is, you know, you could have that optimism and those things could happen, but knowing Ridwan, yeah, he's just amazing, and I would, yeah, it's probably about a 1% chance of him stuffing up in such a way. But yeah, holding out for Keith. I hope that it does happen and that he can get that maiden win. He deserves it.
Yeah, he definitely does. And if it doesn't happen today, it's definitely going to happen in season 2 next. So yeah, next season for season 2, because he is extremely quick. And yeah, it'd be great to see him on the top step as we know that he's an admin of AGT, as you mentioned, and he's he's one of the best guys in this league, and yeah, it'd be great to see him on the top step. But as you mentioned with Ribwine as well, I feel like that was a slight nod, or not nod, but maybe a slight dig at me, because I was the one that was all, come on, just do it. You know, it'll be good. Ribwine might mess up, and I feel like that's just I take a healthy dose of hopium coming into this one, because I really hope that it's really close between you guys, and you know, we obviously we don't want to see anyone spinning out and crashing out, or you know, missing out for various reasons. But you know, it would make it very exciting if this time was that 1% where Ridwan did make a mistake. But as you said, he's a very, very good driver, very consistent, very clean, and yeah, he's very, very unlikely to make a mistake, which is what K-Dot will be hoping for here. But we all know, yeah, Ridwan, very, very consistent, very clean, and you never know though with this death chicane through here. One slight wrong line, and you find yourself in the wall. As you see, these guys, K-Dot, I don't think there's any room left between him and that inside wall on that turn 16
1 mil.
curve. 1 mil. We need what Formula One have at Monaco Grand Prix, which is the like the little graphic that shows how close they get to the wall, how many millimeters off the wall.
We need to put a sensor on that wall there and get the graphic up on the screen.
I'll get Polyphony on that one. I'll send him a message.
Kaz a DM.
Yeah, I'll just give him a call.
That's right. Yeah, why not? Just have a friendly chat.
Yep. Yeah. He'll have a chat to me, surely. Head commentator for AGT. Head commentator for AGT. I've got that kind of power, don't I?
Exactly. You're well known.
We'll check in further down the field. I think it's all fairly spread out and quiet at the moment. Flash still running in 7th Street style, and it looks like Bazza has come in as well as well. And El Sandwith now finds himself up in 9th. So that is a very quick NSX at the moment, and he's making perfect use of it. He wants to make sure that he holds on over BVL Flash in this championship. And as it stands currently, there is 2 places between them, which means that if any Pro-Am guys are quicker than them and find themselves between them, or between them, BVL Flash will take the 6th place off El Sandwith. So we'll have to see what happens with that. We'll keep a close eye on that throughout the race. And that's the story up and down the field at the moment, Justin, that championships are not necessarily riding on just your lobby result, but also your overall result. And so it's also about how many other cars are between you in other lobbies, and how many guys go quicker than you. So how many points you can get. So it's trying to be quick as possible in here and battle with the guys around you in here, but also, have that in the back of your mind that you are, racing guys in other lobbies, and you want to get ahead of as many of those guys as possible.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that is a unique aspect here at AGT, that we do run things like that. I don't think many of these guys would have come across this format before, where all the 3 lobbies times are put in together and averaged out like that. So yeah, I think it is taking a few of these guys some time to get used to that setup, because obviously it's all in their head. The normal setup of the times are just done by the lobby that you're in, and you're not thinking about other lobbies and other drivers, etc. So yeah, you're definitely right there. And this is the 8th race now for a lot of these guys, so I think it is starting to sink in, the reality of that situation. But hey, like you said, I mean, we're halfway through this race. We've got Flash, LJ, and James, who are all fighting for that 4th position in the championship. So as it's standing at the moment, I think Flash will be jumping LJ, and I think Smashing Apex will be jumping James for 4th. So yeah, there's still lots to play for here.
Yeah, there certainly is, and you are right. So at the moment, as it stands currently, in the little live standings I've got going on in my head, Apex will jump wall button for 4th place in this championship. and BBL Flash will find himself in 6th, and it'll be the same position, so it won't actually be any sort of loss in terms of position for El Sandwith. He will stay in 7th, which is where he was coming into this, but it just means that Chris Dale drops down to 8th no matter what, so it's between those guys for who gets 6th place. So, which is unfortunate for Chris Dale. We would have loved to see him this week. I believe he was struggling a little bit in the Ferrari the last couple of weeks. I think the new physics update for a few of these drivers, actually, maybe just not the being the kindest to them, and I think there's a few guys that are struggling to get a grip of the new physics. I know when it first came out, we had to do it on the same day as a Ferrari race at Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, that's right.
All of us were in there, and we put in. I think most of them put in a lot of laps. My game decided that it wanted to take hours to update, and I didn't actually get in until about 20 minutes before race time.
Oh no!
So spent most of my race learning on the fly with these new physics. So it is a challenging physics package. I think overall, once you get used to it, it's very positive, and very, it affects the car. It makes it more exciting. I think Apex. Chris has commented a few times that it makes it more exciting in terms of strategy and tyre wear, because the tyres wear a lot faster, so it makes it more exciting, as we see Hamza, Apex, Curbing Texas, and I believe that's Sin Killer. Nope, Sin Killer will stay out, so three of our top 4 drivers are now in the pit lane, as well as Dorsey. But yes, as I was...
Dorsey's chewed through his fuel.
He has. That Merc is very fuel thirsty around here. But yes, as I was saying, I think that new update, it's a positive change for overall, but it takes a bit of getting used to.
Yes, definitely, and I think we all know, because we do the Ferraris on the Thursday. That is the Thursday series this season, and I can confirm that the Ferrari definitely doesn't feel as good post update. So I think a combo of the new physics and the BOP changes to the Ferrari have made it even more difficult to drive, and yeah, unfortunately for Chris Dale, as he was using the Ferrari in this series, yeah, it's definitely hindered him. But I do know that sometimes his work as well finishes a little bit later. I think there is a little bit of fluctuating times there for his work, which means occasionally that means he cannot make the Tuesday night races, which is a shame for him.
Yeah, definitely, because we love seeing all our drivers compete as much as they can, and it's always good racing with these guys, and yeah, very enjoyable. As I talk about that, we've got a nice little battle pack going on here for 4th place.
Yes,
I believe BVL Flash and Street Style are yet to stop, and Apex and Curving Texas have just come out of the pit lane. So K-Dot is also in, and the question that I have, because K-Dot had a fair gap over Smashing Apex and Curving Texas. How much was Hamza held up by BBL and Killer, if at all? I don't think he really was. But these guys will probably lose ground to K-Dot, as both Flash and the Street Style now come into the pit lane. So they're in, and tyres going on. I believe that'll be a set of soft tyres maybe for Sinkiller. It will be. So most of these guys opting to run longer and go to the soft tyres for the end of this one. Curving Texas right behind Smashing Apex to fight for that 3rd place. He doesn't want to be getting another 4th place again this week. He wants to push hard and get a podium. He's come into this league fairly late, Justin. I think he's only done the last... I think he's only been here since Spa. So what's that, last 3? This will be his 3rd round.
3rd race. Yep.
But impressed. Very straight out the gate. He's been really quick straight out the gate, which is great to see.
He sure has, and yeah, he's right on the back of Smashing Apex here. Again, these two, they have been pretty much battling each other all 3 races that Texas has been in the league, and yeah, we see again that he's right on Apex's tail. But it will be interesting to see, especially from my point of view. I did do some practice, obviously, before my wheel cacked itself, and yeah, from my own experience, the Porsche wasn't as strong on the soft tyres. So now Curving Texas is on the softs. So it'll be interesting to see if he has the same issue that I had, that, yeah, just couldn't make the Porsche work as well on the soft. So we'll keep an eye on that, the gap between Smashing Apex and Curving Texas, and yeah, we'll see if Curving Texas can make those softs work on the Porsche, because I sure couldn't.
Well, it looks like the gap has grown a little bit on this outlap for them, so we'll see. Actually, their second lap, sorry, this gap has grown a little bit. Now they're in clean air and they haven't got other cars in front of them. It looks like Smashing Apex is just got that little bit more pace. But speaking of gaps that have grown, I'm not sure if maybe he took on a little bit more fuel than he needed to, but the gap between Hamza and K-Dot is much larger than what it was before the pit stop. Obviously, Hamza did a 36.6 on the previous lap, and I think as these guys are both doing purple sectors, Hamza about 0.3 up, K-Dot about 1/10 up on the best time overall, which is set by Slippy. So it's going to be interesting to see just how much quicker these guys can go, if K-Dot can maybe get a bit more pace in terms of being, over Hamza, I should say, and try and catch back up to him, or will this gap stay stagnant? But yeah, I just noticed that as they were driving around, it's a lot bigger than what it was before the pit stop.
Yeah, well, I think some of it may be because Ridwan got on the softs that one lap earlier, so he did have that one extra lap on the softs, and obviously, if I remember correctly, I think it was about 0.8 to 1 second a lap quicker, the soft tyre over the medium tyre. So I think a little bit of that margin will be in the different tyres, but also Ridwan, he is a bit of a master at the fuel saving as well, and Keith has said a couple of times that the Supra is a bit thirstier as well than some of the cars. So I didn't actually notice the differences in the fuels from when they pitted, but there might also be a little bit of a difference in the fuel usage between the two in that first stint.
Yeah, there definitely could be. We know, yeah, as you said, Ridwan is ridiculous with his fuel saving. He's very, very good at it, which I know is very surprising to me in a Corvette, which I would think is a very fuel-thirsty vehicle.
You would think.
But here we go.
Yeah, definitely, you would think that, wouldn't you?
You certainly would. Yeah, being an American car. Speaking of American cars, this is the Mustang of Street Style and aka Ferbs, and I know for a fact that he's very excited to get out of this thing at the end of this race. He's, I think he picked it at the start of the year. Both him and his teammate Jokin picked this car to drive, and I think it's been a bit of a struggle, especially with the latest physics update. It's become a bit of a difficult car for him to drive. I think he still has fun. You know, he races in VR, which I think is very, very bold. I would probably struggle in VR. I think there's a lot that goes on when you've got a VR headset on you, but he races in VR and he does very well. But I think, yeah, he's very excited to get out of this this Mustang. He messaged me the other day and asked if I had any idea what I was going to drive for next season. He was like, yeah, I'm just keen to get out of this Mustang. So
yeah.
But he's doing very well at the moment. He's in 8th place, so fighting with BBL Flash as well. So this will be good for Sam with, because he wants... Oh, he has got a run. You are right. He's going to have a look up the inside into the final corner. Going to park it on the apex of the corner, which means that... Oh, he's around!
Oh, no!
Oh, no. It was a beautiful move up until that point, and that Mustang... as he peels into the pit lane here, I think maybe get himself on some fresher tyres. That Mustang, very, very tail happy. And the change of the undulation of the road there on the exit, I know even in the Mercedes and pretty much all cars, is very easy to lose the rear end there. And in a car like the Mustang that's already a loose car, yeah, just unfortunate that he lost the rear end there, and a 3-second slowdown penalty to boot. So that is going to sting
Rubbing
for him.
salt into that wound.
Yeah, 100%. Very frustrating for him, I'm sure. So finds himself in 9th place with Bazza not behind. That is Walbutton into the pit lane. So Walbutton down in 11th into the pit lane again. So potentially,
looks like he's having some more struggles.
He certainly, it does appear that way, unfortunately for him, just not going his way today. Fuel gonna go into that car? No, damage repair. Okay, so damage on that car that he's getting repaired. We'll put on soft tyres for these last few laps. Hopefully try and fire back through the field. Slippy just ahead of him in 11th, who has struggled to recover.
Just pitted as well, so he's had a second pit stop by the looks.
There you go. I was going to say he struggled to recover since that incident at the start of the race, but it looks like he's had to pit twice as well. Obviously, pitting lap 1, you're not going to be able to make it to the end unless you fuel save horrendously
Exactly.
and put on hard tyres. So definitely unfortunate for him and Walbot, and they find themselves down the back of the pack. Bazza currently in 10th. This is a really strong result for him today in 10th place. Obviously, what's the word I'm trying to look for? He's had a bit of an up and down season. There we go. Street style and serving his slowdown penalty will lose that place to Bazza as well. He's had a bit of an up and down season, Bazza, and he's one of the drivers I'm really, really impressed by. I think we mentioned this earlier in the season. He is a pro driver and he's very quick, but he drives with his chin, which I think is quite amazing and certainly not something that I could do and be as quick as he is. So I gotta take my hat off to him that he is, really, really talented, and that he is able to use his chin and still be able to do something he loves, which is play this game and race with us.
Yeah, 100%, man. And Bazza, and his real name is Ben. He's my best friend out of the people that I know in AGT and in the racing circle. We've been friends for a while. We actually met through disabled wheelchair soccer. So Ben also plays what they call power chair football. So he plays in a electric wheelchair, a powered wheelchair, and he also drives the wheelchair with his chin, with a controller that he has mounted below his chin on his wheelchair. So not only does he drive these cars here on the game with his chin, he also drives his wheelchairs with his chin. So yeah, he's an amazing man. I used to coach the Western Australia power chair football team, and he used to go to the national championships, and that's how I met Ben, and we just hit it off in real life and became friends through there. And yeah, we got into sim racing together as well. So very amazing what he can do, and I would just like to say that Ben is normally quicker than this. He has struggled this year from what he's capable of. I think he's had a little bit going on in his life, just some things outside the racetrack that's weighed him down a little bit. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can see him bounce back next year and we can see his true colours and what he's actually capable of. But yeah, go Benno!
Yeah, I saw Street Sign getting a little bit loose there as I started to come in, but I think he's kept it. But yeah, no, you are right. It is, it's an amazing story, and yeah, he has struggled a bit, probably more than he would have liked this season, as he also gets a little bit loose.
He gets sideways.
I think these guys need to get off the curbs, to be honest. That would do wonders for my heart rate if these guys could just get off the curbs and keep the car in a straight line. But he has, struggled a little bit, as I think there's a few of them that have this season. But I'm really excited for him to come back in season 2 and show what he's capable of, because as you said, we all know he's a lot quicker than that. And yeah, it'd be really good to see him bounce back next season and hopefully maybe get out of into a different car. I think that BRZ before the physics update was just probably a bit of a tough car to drive, but he stuck with it.
Not suited to the calendar, that's for sure.
No, not at all. But hopefully we'll see him bounce back next season and even stronger in season 2. But as we say that, we've been talking so much, the laps have ticked by.
We have.
We are now on the final lap.
Hi, Isaac.
My voice has decided that now is the time to give up as we approach the end of this one. But what can we say about this man? He is quick in everything that he drives. There is not a car I have seen him, not a car that I have seen him struggle in ever. He's even talking about getting in the Porsche next season, which I think would just be doing to prove a point. But he's going to come across the line in this one. The lights are flashing. It
well
is
done, Ridwan.
Race win and championship for Ridwan. K-Dot comes home second.
Smashing Apex holds out over Curving Texas. You were right, that Porsche did struggle on soft, so Smashing Apex third. P4 Merchant, Curving Texas, comes home in fourth.
He does it again.
BVL Sin Killer will come home for fifth place. Dawsey, a strong result at the back end of this season. So great result for him to come home sixth. BVL Flash, L Samwith, and Bazza, who has lost contact with Street Style and who is pulled over on the side of the road.
Oh no, he's pulled over to burn the Mustang.
He's pulled over.
He's had enough.
He's had enough
of that
he's done. He's out. He's finished with it.
He's going to do insurance fraud.
We will find out what happened there with, I don't know, maybe I would say he ran out of fuel, but these cars, they run around at 80 k's an hour with fuel, so maybe something happened and he's just gone, you know what, that's enough, I'm done, I'm out. Bazza will come. I
actually know what happened there because Bazza, you know, obviously we're friends, and yeah, Bazza unfortunately took Ferbs out, and obviously Ferbs has just pulled over to burn the Mustang like he said he was going to.
Oh dear. Well, that is unfortunate. I think I do remember. I think Ferbs mentioned that Bazza might have sneezed while going in a straight line. And that meant
yes,
that
he may have done so.
So here we go. This is why Street Styling is burning out his Mustang on the side of the racetrack. Gets a nice run on Bazza down the front straight, and we'll switch to Bazza's POV here. Really close. Oh, and he just tags him, and that means that Street Styling gets. Oh, that is a massive accident for Street Styling. Just into the wall at a really high speed. That car is almost at its peak top speed, and you can see he just sit there. I think he's just in disbelief of what just happens in a straight line there. Really frustrating for him, and he pulls the car over to the side of the road at the Marshall point, gets out, lights the matches, chucks him in the car, and walks away. That is really unfortunate for Street Styling, and we hope to see him back even stronger next season. He's had enough. It's time to set fire to the Mustang.
Yep.
And yeah, very
going up in flames.
It certainly is. What a race! What a way to end the championship. I think that is. It's just going to sit there for a minute. I think we're pretty much the race is done. We're just waiting for Street Styling to cross the line, which may not happen. So I think it's just waiting for a timeout now. But Justin, what a final race! It was great to have you join us in Lobby A. Obviously, it was disappointing that we weren't able to commentate on what would have been a brilliant race win for you, obviously. But yeah, it was great to have you in the commentary box. My next question, you probably know what's coming. Driver of the day. You've got to pick a driver of the day out of all this action that we had today, and I'll leave it to you to take it away.
Yes, thank you, Isaac. So obviously, Ridwan, he sealed the deal there with his win. For me, it was never going to be in doubt. He's an absolute monster here at Seaside, as I know and have been told as well. A few people know how good he is here, but yeah, he never faltered there in the finale and got the job done to seal the championship. So obviously it's between Ridwan and my second person nominee for driver of the day would actually be Sin Killer today. So he's had a really strong finish to the season. He had a great result last week as well. And yeah, we see that he came home in fifth, not too far behind Curving Texas actually. So it was a very strong fifth place finish for Sin Killer. So as I mull it over in my head very quickly, I think Ridwan, I don't know, has he had a driver of the day or 2 or 3 or 50 this season? Do you know?
I can't remember. I don't remember. I don't want to say yes or no, because if I say yes and he hasn't, then I'll get in trouble. And if I say no and he has, then I'll never do the end of it. So I can't remember.
Well, I think,
but it's up to you.
I think I'll just give it to Ridwan. I mean, he's obviously come in with the championship pressure on him, and he's had a flawless race. He's put it together, and with that in consideration, you know, sealing the championship for the race. So I will give it to Ridwan. He's clinched the championship today, he did have a couple of tough rounds back to back mid-season, and he's overcome that, and yeah, he's sealed the championship with what today was his 4th win in a row. So congratulations, Ridwan, you're the driver of the day and the inaugural GT3 champion. Well done.
Yes, well done, Ridwan. Yeah, great drive today, and for the last, as you said, we won the last 4 races, so he's been really strong. And I think that the rounds at, I think it was it Monza and Nürburgring, he struggled. I think that put a bit of fire in him, and
definitely.
He came out swinging after that. He was not going to take that one lying down, and as you said, it's only 1% of the time that he makes a mistake, and I think 2 out of 8 races where he was not in either a podium place or winning, he has done very well to bounce back. And I just want to give a particular shout out. I know he's in chat with me at the moment. I want to give a shout out to you, Justin, for a really strong season, a really consistent season. Obviously second in that championship right up, leading the championship for the most part as well, right up until the end. You had a brilliant season. You only won 2 races, but it was the consistency and the second places that really, I think, helped you with your championship position, and just your consistency that you showed. And it was really a pleasure to watch you and Ridwan battle it out. And I would have loved to have seen you guys battle it out again today to seal the championship, but obviously we can't help these things sometimes. But it was just, it was brilliant to watch you work this season, and I look forward to season 2 when you take on the mighty Ridwan, and we'll see it go down to the wire again next season.
Yes, well, you're making me blush, Isaac. I'm lost for words at the moment, but no, thank you for your kind words. And yes, it was a great season for the most part, until obviously right at the end. But yeah, next season is going to be amazing. By the looks of it, Keith's improving all the time as well. He had a solid 2nd place finish today. He had a great 3rd place, not far off 1st and 2nd last week too. So I think between myself, Ridwan, Keith, can't rule out James. James will be up there. We've seen that Jochen has some pace. He's been away, I believe, for work for the last 2 or 3 rounds, and hopefully he'll be back for the start of season 2. You can throw him in the mix as well. So, and Cressdale, I mean, he's got some pace. He's obviously going to change from the Ferrari for season 2. Got to throw him in too. So yeah, there's a few names in there. I think that it definitely will be a closer season 2 in the pro class next year. So yeah, definitely everyone that's tuned in for Lobby A races this season on the YouTube channel, do not go away, do not go anywhere, and make sure that you're watching the Lobby A's and all the others as well for next season, because I think it's going to be even closer. But no, it's been a great season. Thank you again for your kind words, Isaac, and yeah, we'll hope to see you again for season 2.
Yeah, I am excited to be back for season 2. We've already got some things in the works to make next season even better. We will have, I believe it is there's a 3-week break. So round 1 is 27th of August, from what I understand, and it will be the Friday after that, which I can't think of the date off the top of my head, but it will be the Friday after that that we are back for race 1 on the channel. I'm just having a look. It will be the 30th. So August 30th, mark the date in the calendar. We are back on the channel for the round 1 of season 2, and without giving too much away, obviously we know what's going to happen for season 2 in terms of where we're racing for. At least for race 1. I won't say what it is, but it is a very iconic circuit, and I think a very fitting way to open season 2 after what was such an amazing season. So I'm very excited for season 2 to get underway.
We will probably try and bring you a little bit of content as well over the next couple weeks, just to keep the engagement going with you guys. But stay tuned for that. I am currently workshopping what that's going to look like for the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in, what is it, 3 weeks time. We'll see you in 3 weeks time. Quickly before I go, better do the race results. Actually, haven't done that yet. So that would be handy.
we haven't been caught up in burning Mustangs and building up season 2.
Yeah, we haven't even done the race results. So let's have a quick look just before we go at the race results. So Ibn Hamza, your champion for Pro GT3 for season 1, takes out this victory with just 2 seconds back to K-Dot, who drove a brilliant race to come home in second. Smashing Apex comes home third after building a bit of a gap to Curving Texas, who, as you mentioned, did end up struggling on those soft tyres in the Porsche. He comes home fourth. The P4 Merchant finds himself a P4 third week in a row. Hopefully, come race 1 next season, he can break that curse and move up a bit higher in the standings. BBL Sin Killer, a strong run at the end of that one to come home at 5th. Dawsey in 6th. BBL Flash, he will take out, I can confirm, he will take out 6th place in the Pro Championship because there is a couple cars that will end up from Lobby B between him and Sandwich. So he takes out P6 in the Pro Championship standings. So congrats to him. L Sandwich comes home 8th and a 7th place in the Pro standings for him. Bazza in 9th. A great run at the end for him. So brilliant to come home 9th at the end of that one. Slippy in 10th, just unfortunate, was unable to bounce back. Still has the fastest lap of the race though, which is brilliant. So fastest lap of the race at the end of that one, so really strong for him. But yeah, just unable to bounce back after that early contact with the wall, the meeting with barrier at the start of the race. Street Styling, still burning that Mustang. I think we're going to have to get a few fire marshals down there to take care of that one, because it is probably very much on fire by this point down at, I think that's turn 3 he was at, setting that one on fire. And Wallbutton finishes a lap down. Very unfortunate for him. Was not his race again today, and we hope to see him bounce back for season 2. That'll do it. Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching. We've appreciated your company all throughout this season. If you haven't already, make sure you go and check out lobbies B and C as well. There's plenty of action, and 2 more championships left to decide coming into this final race. So definitely go and check those out. It is a lot of action happening up and down the field. Especially, I'll give you just a little tip from me. There's a lot going on in Lobby B again this week. So it's all happening in the other lobbies as well. So make sure you go and check those out. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I've been Isaac. We've appreciated your company. We'll see you next season for season 2. It's going to be an absolute cracking season. If season 1 has been anything to go by, season 2 is going to be even better. And we'll bring you all the action as it happens. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.